First thing I did was get myself royally stuck. So when the contractor gets back up here tomorrow, I will need to have him give me a hand getting both the trailer and the truck unstuck. No fun. Drove up here today. It was a beautiful drive until we got all the way up here, and everything was socked in with fog and low clouds, and got up here to the site, and now the weather is turning gorgeous. Geez, just look around. You can see the blue sky behind me, the high fluffy clouds, which I love the mix. I don't like just a blue sky. I had enough of that where I used to live in California. The perpetual sunshine is depressing. But up here in the mountains, up in Idaho, it is gorgeous. So why don't you take a walk with me as we walk up to the construction site, and I can show you the progress on the building as it, this is the first time I've been up in a bit since the weather has been going back and forth, and I've had a lot of things down south I've had to take care of in the meantime. We haven't done any more work on the power building, though I have added more security to the site. So as you drive in, you're going to come up here, and there's the garage, and this will be the parking area, and there's the front door that we have. We'll be able to enter in there. The roof and the ridge cap are on, so it's looking good. We're ready to start working on the walls here pretty soon. What we've gotten done up to this point is the first floor, or the lower floor. We've got all the windows and doors except for the garage door and the two PED garage doors that need to be put on. And one last item too, also the bay window in the kitchen, which is going to pop up on your screen here and give you a view that is spectacular. In fact, you can see it there in the garage sitting. So there's my kitchen door or dining room to the back patio door. It's an 8-foot tall door, and then I've got some sliders there. The two windows I brought up go on either side of the sliding door. And in this northwest corner of the building is Melody's office. And she's got two lovely windows. In front of that big window right there is going to be a little garden area, flowers, bushes, and a water fountain is what we're planning on installing. And then immediately to the right of that window are our two bedroom windows, which will give us a great view out to the west side of the house. And then there's our door from the master bath to the outside. Master bath window that has come into view there, as well as the utility room window it's coming along nicely. We should be starting to put the walls on this next week, is what the anticipated plan is at this point. But it has been a great boon for us to have the roof finally in place, because that gives shelter to the overall structure underneath and gets the guys out of the weather. One of the things you have to realize when you're doing construction is if you put a driveway in, it's going to get beat up, especially if you're moving heavy equipment around the site and checking things out. And as you can see, my driveway, which was in pretty good shape, is beaten up with a lot of mud. That's the old laydown area up there where I used to have all the equipment, and we've moved it off to the actual construction of the house. So now we're all set there. But this area, with a lot of equipment moving back and forth, has been beaten up heartily. So one of the things, if you are building on your own place, that you need to budget is after all the work is done and the equipment has been removed from the site, you're going to have to redress your driveway, because you're going to find weaknesses, potholes. As we can see here, we got some standing water that ended up revealing itself through the course of all the water and precipitation that we've had coming down. And in actuality, I probably need to put a more of a ditch down this side of the road with a small culvert that goes under and takes all this water here and ports it out towards the pond down below right here, which it's naturally seeking its way right now in that direction. But yeah, you need to plan on having to redress your road after all the work is done, because it's going to get beat up heartily. And fortunately, we've reserved some money just for that, and have arrangements made with our excavator, our contractor, to be the last one out the gate, if you will. And as he's pulling the last of his equipment off, he'll be dressing the road. I've ended up with a lot more lumber worth milling here than what I originally had, which is that pile right there. This is just what's been collected so far. There's a lot more down in the ravine here by the pond and down on our lower bench. We'll have plenty of firewood and lumber at the same time. I'll be prepping for some trees to go in here. This is going to turn into an orchard area up here on top. What was the laydown area will be an orchard area with dwarf or smaller size fruit, nut trees, walnut trees, hazelnut. It's going to be quite the orchard, but I'm just starting with a couple, and we'll continue to add more as we go along. But just imagine this area up here with a bunch of fruit trees, and as well as that area going down to the pond where we've removed some trees and had some trees fall down. We'll fill those back up with some nut trees, some big nut trees, big walnut, black walnut, English walnut. Place where they can grow without affecting my solar panels. That's why we're going with dwarf trees over here. I don't want them interfering with our plant growth. So that should bring you up to date with what we've got done so far. We have great hopes for the near future here of getting the walls finally up and get the structure enclosed so we can start on the inside. So more later. I think I'm going to release a video of some of the cleanup that we had to do, just a glimpse of what that involved. Take care, and until next time.